But sometimes it's really hard to forgive someone who has caused that harm to you. Regardless how hard it is much harder to go through life with the heaviness of resentment.
What you did to me, I don't sympathize with that. I don't agree with that. But somehow I am empathic, trying to understand from where that behavior came. I don't have anything against you, but I have the right to be careful of your actions.
Hello,
Hola, hola.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being here. So, today's conversation.
It is about forgiveness.
Right, and the reason why we choose this topic today is because we see so many couples struggling with forgiveness and building up resentment because they don't understand the true meaning of forgiveness.
Yes, I think there is a misunderstanding in there. So let's dig in. And what it is forgiveness for you? What is for you?
I believe that forgiveness is an act of letting go of anger, resentment, and giving up the revenge and giving up the desire for revenge.
Yeah.
So forgiveness is just about choosing peace over bitterness.
Yeah.
That's how I would define forgiveness.
Yeah. The same here, word by word. Yes, I don't think to forgive it is about the other person. I think forgiveness is about myself.
Right.
It's not because you deserve my forgive. No, it's because I deserve to forgive myself. I deserve better. I deserve peace.
So I have a story for you, or a
Okay.
scenario
All right.
that I want to tell you, and then I'm gonna ask you a question.
All right.
So it is this couple. They have been together for several years, and the man, he has a habit of raising his voice and becoming defensive during disagreements. There was this one night, they have an argument, and the man didn't call her when he was going to come home late from work. Of course, as a partner, you become worried when your partner doesn't come home at the time.
Yeah, doesn't show up the time you're
Supposed to, right? So when the man came home, she went to him, expressed her feelings, her frustration, but she did it calmly. And the guy, he couldn't handle it. He snapped back at her immediately, saying like, "But honey, I was so busy at work and you're just overreacting." The situation calmed down after a while, and he just started to feel so ashamed for his actions. He went to her, apologized, saying like, "Honey, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing like this. I hate to hurt you. I will do better. I will try harder." And because she loves him, she forgives him. Because she can truly see in his eyes and in his body language that there is so much regret there. But deep down, for this woman, she's tired because this is not the first time he comes with those apologies. And again, it is about he raising his voice. It's not that he's coming home late from work. No, it's because he's raising his voice when she's expressing her emotions.
Okay.
And this happens repeatedly. And he just creates more and more resentment, guilt, and suddenly she cannot trust him anymore. Weeks pass, and the same thing happens again. So my question to you, what would you do if you were this woman?
Okay, I believe forgiveness, it comes with wisdom.
Okay, explain.
So
Wisdom.
the wisdom in this case, it will be setting the boundaries. I think this woman, she hasn't set boundaries because, okay, it can happen once. All right. 2 times. Okay. But a third time? No, papi. No, 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 no. The raising the voice, for me, that is unacceptable. So definitely it's not going to happen a third time. So then the wisdom in this case is setting my boundaries. And remember, the boundaries is about myself, setting my boundaries, not your boundaries, my boundaries. So my boundaries is that you don't talk to me like that again. This is the last time you're talking to me like that.
Right.
And then you let know that partner what is happening if the partner ignore that boundaries, not as a threat. No, it's with that wisdom, and I'm letting you know I'm not allowing this anymore. Otherwise, that depends of every person. That's what I would do, setting boundaries.
Okay.
Because again, this guy might have the best intention, blah blah blah, but in this case, I believe she hasn't set boundaries properly.
All right. So about the boundaries. I mean, we had similar scenarios between us. You have asked me for something, you have expressed how you felt for certain things that I've done or haven't done in the house. And I have snapped at you because I have been in my head trying to do the right thing that I believe, without having this expand consciousness of, hey, we're actually two living in this home and this is a partnership. So what can I do to avoid you to feel like that? But in the terms of us going through that process of me doing something that harms you or you feel betrayed in one way or another, what is the process of forgiveness in that aspect? Because obviously we have forgave each other several times to be able to build and rebuild connection and intimacy and so many things to just makes us grow together. But is it a framework or is it a process to forgiveness that helps with that?
Yes, and actually, when I was researching a bit more this forgiveness, because sometimes for us comes as something natural, and I think in this case has happened to us. But then now when I was researching, there is actually a process for forgiveness, to forgive.
Yeah, like step by step.
Step by step.
Okay.
So then I have it here. I'm gonna share it, the process.
Bueno.
All right, we have number one, acknowledge hurt. Like, you know what? Yes, I don't like this. I'm pissed because of this. I am pissed. The second, let go anger. Usually, of course, the anger because someone hurt you. Of course, you don't like it. Then you have that anger. Then step number two.
Wait, and how do you get out of the anger?
When you acknowledge what you are feeling.
Okay.
So then, at least what I do is I am aware that I'm pissed.
Okay, and you go into the reason of why you're pissed.
See,
why am I so freaking mad at
yes,
this now?
I figured out a way. It's like this exactly was the reason why I got this reaction. Then I am pissed. Once I have figured out why, then I'm able to, all right, this was why I was pissed. Number three, then comes the empathy. Important. Yes, empathy, it is different than sympathizing. I don't sympathize with the hurt that you caused me or what you did to me. I don't sympathize with that. I don't agree with that. But somehow I am empathic, trying to understand from where that behavior came. All right?
Yeah.
Usually it's because the person doesn't know better.
Well, that's key to understand.
Exactly. So then the third is empathy. Fourth, personal responsibility and self-forgiveness. Personal responsibility, it will be, okay, in all this process, could I maybe approach it in a different way? Maybe I also snapped. Maybe I raised my voice, something in there.
On this aspect, not setting boundaries.
Yes. And then the self-forgiveness, exactly. I'm pissed at myself because I'm not able to set the freaking boundaries. How is it possible that I cannot set the boundaries? So then I'm forgiving myself, yes, for not being able to do it in a different way. All right. Fifth, communicate. All right. Communicate and then say it to that person. All right. I mean, this communicate is when it becomes verbal. The fourth, the four previous steps, they're personal. They're happening up here. It's just a conversation I'm having with myself. So then now I'm communicating with you. It's like, honey, you know what? I felt like this because of this that you did. I try to understand why you did it. Still, I don't like it, but I'm trying to understand why you did it. Also, I didn't react the best way. I didn't approach it the best way for you. Okay? So now is the moment of communicating. So make it verbal. And then, as a couple, this I added since it is about a couple. All right. So, number six, renew together and finding solutions. As a couple, again, okay, what's going to happen? I didn't like this. I make it verbal. All right. Let's make solutions because this is not going to happen again. So, then what you compromise with, what I compromise with.
Right.
So, then actually, there is a process of forgiveness. There is not just.
And we can share those steps in the description if someone wants to check them out.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, if this is the process that you feel like you need to go through, or someone else that you know should go through, you can send them this
share it with them.
video, share this video, and take a part of it. Well, that sounds great, mi amor. Like this theory of the process. And sometimes I believe that we could have been caused harm, or we could have been betrayed of something in any aspect of life. Now we're talking relationships mainly, but this could happen with anyone. A friend, a coach, a teacher, anyone.
Anyone.
But sometimes it's really hard to forgive someone who has caused that harm to you.
Yep.
But what I do believe is that regardless how hard it is to forgive that person, it is much harder to go through life with the heaviness of resentment.
Yes.
Because resentment it causes frustration. And when we are frustrated all the time, when we have this anger inside of us, we are not thinking clear. We're not taking clear decisions. And we're blocking true intimacy to thrive if we are not able to forgive. And I think
we stop trusting people.
We stop trusting people, we stop trusting each other. The definition I have of forgiveness is that you're giving up this desire to revenge when you forgive. The result of that is peace. So when we give up the desire for revenge, we're creating a space for new connection, because anger is not there anymore. What would happen if we are not forgiving the other person is that we will still have the desire of revenge, and we will start to do the same. So next time the guy comes to the woman, or I come to you, and I want to share my emotions with you, and you are snapping back at me, or saying I'm overreacting, or just like, oh, but now you're being so dramatic, or whatever it is. And then I'm doing the same again, and again, and again. And I think that is when that communication, when that process of forgiveness is not happening in couples, the resentment starts to build up over time, and suddenly it just escalates, and the relationship or marriage collapse because you're simply so freaking tired of each other.
Yeah, exactly. There was something that I read and said forgiveness usually is linked with weakness. It's linked to weak people.
Forgiveness.
But here's where you said, it's so freaking hard to forgive.
Yeah.
It's so hard because the easiest is that I hold that anger and I'm like, I want you paying for what you did to me.
Right.
I want you to go through the same hell that I went through. I want you to feel the same and even worse. That's the easiest. That is the easiest.
And that is the ego speaking, 100%.
Claro. So it is not weakness. Forgiving is not for weak people. Only the brave ones are the ones that dare to go through this process of forgiving.
Yeah, it is very hard.
Yes.
It is very hard to let go of that.
Yes.
Do you have a story, or do you have a situation in our marriage where I've done something and you had to go through that?
Well, not really. You always have been very open. The one I remember, it was that time when you raised your voice to me. That is the one I remember has been the top of things. Otherwise, honey, I also think that, I mean, your partner is not gonna come to you completely baked. I mean,
What do you mean?
yes, like fully done, ready to eat. No, it's not gonna be like that.
Ready to eat.
So, so then, baby, it's so sucio. So dirty. So then, I mean, the person you are now is because since we met, we have gone through a process of building up, building together, you making your own work, and vice versa. Okay, because people might say, oh, but David, and people tell me like, oh yes, David, such a beautiful man and husband that you fall. Like, yes, such a patient woman I have been. So that person is not gonna come with all soul.
Right. Yeah.
So then, actually, honey, there are simplicities. I call it simplicities related to the living together, the way how we manage cleaning, organizing. That for me, that is really not a big deal. I don't see it that as a something negative and something that can build up. It can build up if there are some under layers, like you raising the voice and something like that, that can definitely be heavier than these other things, like how we do the dishes, for example.
Right.
Not really. Do you have?
No, no, I think, I mean, in our case, and I don't say that this to say like, oh, we are the perfect couple. No, but I think, but I think what has happened to us is that we're taking full accountability.
Yeah.
And we have a true understanding for each other's the dynamic from home that we come from. I mean, we have different backgrounds. We grew up in different cultures, different continents. I mean, we are unique beings, and we're coming into a relationship with our own set of everything.
Yeah.
And now you're moving in with a person who's going to try to match them. I mean, that is not going to happen over a day. So we need to build something truly strong. We need to be able to forgive, because if we're not doing that, that resentment will come from even the tiniest thing as doing the dishes the wrong way, or putting the laundry on top of the laundry basket instead of inside of the laundry basket, or whatever it is. And I have seen us, both you and me, but when it comes to cleaning, mainly me, and things that you freak out about something not being organized or being placed at the wrong spot, but you forgive me.
Yeah.
And you are patient with me, but you forgive me in the terms of, you know that I take accountability for it, and I am willing to become better. And I'm not taking you for granted for sometimes picking up after me.
Yes.
And sorry, let me just finish the point. And since we are here together trying to building up a life and a lifestyle together, everything is not going to happen overnight. It takes time. It does take time. And that's what I'm saying. It's important with the forgiveness and going through this process. And it can be these tiny things. It doesn't have to be something extreme like, oh, I need to be able to move on with my life. I need to forgive him for cheating on me. I mean,
no, usually
if I cheat on her, it's over. If she cheats on me, it is over. That's how it is. I mean, that wouldn't work for us. That level of trust is not there anymore. However, if she cheats on me, I I will go through the process, the forgiveness process. Would have it really hard to understand why I would have that, but it must be something underlying there for her to go so far that she's choosing someone else than me. What have I done? Have I not met her needs? Have I not? And taking responsibility for that. And with that comes this process of this forgiveness, of not only forgiving you, but also forgiving myself for doing this. So we both can move on with our life in peace.
Exactly. So then this process, and now related to the couples, the forgiveness, it is not that yes or yes, you're gonna move on, you're gonna continue with that relationship. Here's what I'm saying again. It comes with wisdom. The wisdom that I don't tolerate that. So then, for example, this same process when you were talking, the small things, and I think that is what built up for later to say, like, you know what, I don't feel anything anymore. Those tiny build-ups. So then I go through something that happens here, whatever. Yes, not organizing the best or not being clean the best way. All right, I'm aware that I'm pissed, I'm annoyed. I call myself. Then I try to understand why you did it. And then here is where I come, what you said. He were not taught that. He didn't learn how to do this properly. He grew up in a circumstance, in a context where these kind of things are not important. And then I come up to you and I'm telling you, honey, I don't like this, what you did, and da da da.
I think also let the other person know that you try to understand.
Yeah, this is where come the empathy. It was so when I
empathy,
communicate with you, and that's what I have done, honey. It's like, honey, I really dislike that you don't care about this. I understand that you don't have it as an important thing in your daily dynamic, but this really matters for me. So we need to work on this.
Right.
We must do something about it.
Yeah.
Because the empathy is not like I then let him do whatever he wants because I'm empathic, understanding that he didn't learn. No, 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 mi amor. A ver, I understand, but we all can learn.
Right. Yeah, there's no excuse that my past should not determine who I am today. No, no, no. We need to take accountability now for what is best for us and for ourselves.
So in this context of forgiveness, there was a dicho, like I said, in Spanish is dicho, something that my mom used to tell me always. And in English, it will be, I don't have anything against you, but I have the right to be careful of your actions. And I think it's very linked with forgiveness. I forgive you, but I don't need to be your friend. I don't need to like you. Something like that. So it's a really good sentence. In Spanish, it sounds better probably.
If this spoke to you, maybe take a moment to ask yourself if you have someone you want to forgive, to let go of this resentment. Maybe there are some tension in your relationship or with someone else in your life. Because we believe that love can last when it's built on understanding, growth, and commitment. And all of us, at some point in our relationship, we will have some resentment, we will have some stuff that we need to forgive our partner to move on, to let that love thrive in the relationship. So if you know anyone who would like to hear this, share it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we see you in the next one. Take care for now. Bye.
Bye.